Good afternoon. Welcome to the news at noon on Lagos Television. I am Yetunde Oladotun Amao. President Bola Tinubu has signed into law the 70,000 naira national minimum wage bill. He signed the bill at the Federal Executive Council meeting in the presence of the leadership of the National Assembly. The Minimum Wage Act now makes it mandatory for a review of the national minimum wage every 3 years, as against 5 years in the amended act. Some of the cabinet members who witnessed the signing of the Minimum Wage Act said it is a promise kept and a demonstration of President Tinubu's people-oriented governance model.
National minimum wage amendment is for the whole nation, for the federal government, for the states, for the local governments, for the private sector, and even for individual employers. So I think this is a great day for the workers in the country.
The Senate President Godswill Akpabio commended President Tinubu for keeping his promise to pay Nigerian workers a living wage, which he said became a reality just a little over a year of his administration. He also commended Nigerian workers for their resilience and contribution to nation building over the years and urged them to redouble their efforts in the delivery of effective services for the progress of Nigeria.
Wage to be implemented across the society, the federal, the state, the local governments, and the private sector. So let us all follow the example of Mr. President of the National Assembly and do what is right by the workers of Nigeria.
God's grace with your leadership and your commitment, because the issue is about commitment, about a leader being committed to do what he says he will do, that the minimum wage will be paid as having been passed. We are grateful that you have put so much energy and you have shown good faith and good faith to Nigerians, and we are following suit. So this afternoon, the National Assembly have shown that they are ready to walk the talk.
The 10th National Assembly was commended for the swift passage of the Wage Bill Act, which has now become a law. The federal government says it has created centers across the country where Nigerians can purchase a 50-kilogram bag of rice for 40,000 naira. Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, revealed this while briefing correspondents on the outcome of the Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by President Bola Tinubu at the State House in Abuja. He says this is one of the several initiatives by the Tinubu administration to ease living conditions for citizens. Speaking on the planned nationwide protest scheduled to begin on August 1st, the minister described it as unnecessary. He urged the sponsors of the planned protest to choose dialogue, which always yields results, rather than protest, which can cause chaos, even when it is hijacked by miscreants. The Senate President Godswill Akpabio has called on Nigerians planning to protest to have a rethink, saying it's always a limit to expression of rights to protest under the law. He called for the understanding on the part of Nigerians as the two arms of the National Assembly are determined to bring up legislations that will continue to enhance their welfare. The Senate President was speaking to State House correspondents after witnessing the signing into law of the National Minimum Wage Act.
Right to protest is your fundamental right. It is there in the Constitution, but you don't have a right to destabilize the country. The right to protest should not be turned into a right to unleash violence. Where we are today was not caused by 1 year's administration. It is the outcome of years of insecurity. Many people could not go to farms for almost 10 years and all that, and the president has risen to the occasion. Every food item that is coming in now will come in without anything like a restriction. There is no restriction. Bring in food because Nigerians need to eat. And then at the same time, most things are coming in with a lot of waivers.
Meanwhile, the Senate President is called for an emergency meeting of the upper chamber scheduled for July 31st. The All Progressives Congress has also expressed worries over the planned nationwide protest slated for August. National chairman of the party, Abdullahi Ganduje, made this declaration while addressing some youths who are against the proposed nationwide protests.
We are happy that you are assuring us you are not part of that. We know what is happening all over the world. The economic situation is a global issue. It is not only in Nigeria, it is all over the world. But it depends on how it is being handled. Here in Nigeria, a lot of reforms are on the ground in order to improve the socio-economic development of this country.
The All Progressives Congress, after its National Working Committee meeting, says there is more to the planned protests.
That the title of the project is called End Bad Governance. A signal that you are not protesting, you want to carry out revolution. Revolution is not something we use protest for, and where such as occur, it comes with immense violence. This is not a time that our country will require violence and the disruption of the efforts that is being done by the present administration. Secondly, the document also titled it Days of Reach. That also shows something that is comforting for anybody that wants to organize something peaceful.
This protest is liable to be misdirected, misappropriated by some faceless people to cause chaos in our country. We also agreed in our meeting that the most important duty of government is the protection of the welfare and the lives and property of our people. And that duty is not in competition or in tension with the rights of Nigerians to protest or to freely assemble and associate. But it is a duty that the government bears to keep everyone, even the protesters, safe. And that government will do all it can do within the ambits of the law to ensure that lives and property of Nigerians over this period of the planned protests is protected.
The party says its concern stems from the EndSARS protests of October 2020, which caused so much havoc across the country after it was hijacked by hoodlums. The Nigeria Correctional Services also says the K9 Intelligence and Arms Squad of the service had been placed on red alert ahead of the planned nationwide protest. Spokesperson Abdullah Abubakar Omar adds that the service had sought the partnership of other security agencies to protect custodial centers across the country. It says the Interior Task Force, which was introduced under the immediate past minister, has been reactivated and everyone is on high alert for any eventuality. Recall that in October 2020, Nigerians protested against the police brutality under the EndSARS movement, which led to the disbandment of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad. This resulted in attacks which was eventually hijacked by hoodlums who invaded correctional facilities and other government buildings, causing havoc. And now to sports. Nigeria's dream of winning medals at the table tennis event of the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris has declined following the exit of Fatima Bello in the first round. Bello, the last lady standing, made her Olympic debut in Paris and was beaten by homegirl Yuan Jingnan in straight sets on Monday. The 26-year-old world number 125th could not cope with the breathtaking speed, top spins and cross-table shots of Chinese-born Yuan Jingnan. Bello picked only 1 point in the first 3 in the second and third sets and 5 points in the fourth and final sets, 11-1, 11-3, 11-3, 11-5. Other table tennis players, including Omotayo, Quadri and Edem, could also not cross the first round hurdle in the table tennis singles event at the Paris Games. On the foreign scene, more than 49 people have been killed and dozens more fared trapped after a series of landslides triggered by relentless rain showers struck the southern Indian state of Kerala. The landslide hit near Padi, cutting off at least 4 villages as rescue efforts were being hampered by continued heavy rains. About 70 others injured are receiving treatment, while the toll is expected to rise. More than 200 soldiers were deployed to the area, and 2 Indian Air Force helicopters have been mobilized for the rescue effort, with police drones and a dog squad also prepared to be sent to the area. India's meteorological agency has, however, predicted more rain in the coming hours. That's the news at noon. For more news, please connect with Lagos Television on these social media platforms.